Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Claudia and this is the first video on this channel. You may also know me as Knitting with Claudia on Instagram. And yeah, I have wanted to make this channel for a long time now, and I finally decided that 2023 was the year. So yeah, I have been knitting. Actually, I've known how to knit for a long time. My grandma taught me when I was about 5 years old, but I only started taking it seriously in August of 2021. So I wouldn't consider myself a complete beginner, but I also wouldn't necessarily consider myself an expert. I would say I am kind of like an intermediate knitter. So yeah, in today's video I want to talk about my 2023 knitting plans and knitting goals for the year. So let's get started. The first goal that I have, and that I actually wanted to do last year but I didn't have the courage to, is to make my first pair of socks. I actually have a few patterns by Crazy Sock Lady that I haven't had the chance to cast on, and I do have the right needles to cast them on and the yarn for them, but I just haven't really taken the step to actually learn how to make socks because I find it a little bit intimidating, to be honest. So I would like to cast on some socks actually by at least the end of January. So we will see what happens, but at least I want to have the stitches casted on by the end of this month, so we'll see. I'm sorry if you can hear my dog chewing. Of course, he decided to eat now. My second one is to write at least 2 patterns. So actually, what I'm wearing, actually I maybe should have talked about that before starting to talk about anything else. This is a sweater vest that I designed myself. And that I'm actually writing a pattern for, and soon the tester call will be out. Maybe by the time you guys see this video, the tester call is out already, so if you're interested, I will pop a picture right here so you can see the vest more closely. And yeah, so this is actually my first ever design. I never thought I would be able to design a garment myself. Oh, and this is my dog Dingo. I never thought I would be able to design a garment myself, like I was saying, but I finally decided to do it. And actually the way that this garment came to be is that I actually had a dream about it, and I was like, oh, that would be so cool. So that's when I decided to get on it and finally made 2 prototypes of this. And it actually this is my first ever prototype, so this is gonna change a little bit, but I will talk about that a little more in a future video. But yeah, so this is my first ever design, and I want to at least design 2 more garments by the end of the year. I don't know if I will have time to put out both testing calls because I am knitting a little bit more slowly this year, which I will probably talk about a little bit more later. But yes, I definitely have that goal. I have my notes here, and that's why I look down sometimes because I can't remember all of these off the top of my head. The third one is that I would like to start knitting with thinner yarns. So I'm talking about worsted weight and lower. And this is because I do live in California right now, and California is doesn't have the best weather for chunky or super chunky or bulky yarn. When I first started knitting, if you follow me on Instagram, you will know. But I started with bulkier yarns, and I quickly realized that the weather here in California is not perfect for that. So I have decided that I want to start using more like medium weight, and then or DK or like fingering weight. And yarns that are thinner, just because I feel like it'll make my garments more wearable for the weather that I live in. Also though, and this kind of contradicts what I just said, but I also want to, the next goal that I have is to use up all the bulky and super bulky weight yarn that I have. Either use it up or sell it. Or give it away, I don't care. But yeah, I want to basically get rid of it in my collection because it doesn't really serve as much of a purpose here. I would say I do wear super bulky or bulky cardigans, just because I find them that it's fine, like I can just take them off if it's hot. But if there's a breeze, which there is a lot of the time here, I can just put it on and it would be just fine. So I do wear a lot of cardigans, but I just want to get rid of that yarn or use it up, so that way I can make more room in my collection to buy more thinner yarns. The next one is a goal that I actually had last year, and because of my injury, I wasn't able to do, which was donate hats in October. So there's this organization, I forget the name right now, but I'll put it on the screen, and they donate hats every winter for pediatric cancer patients, and I would like to make some hats for that and donate them this year. And I actually would like to start pretty early on so I can make a big amount of hats, and then be able to donate them. The reason why I wasn't able to do it this past year is because in August, because of so much knitting, I got a repetitive motion injury on both arms. So basically, like all of this area here and here on both arms were hurting, and I just couldn't knit. Like I was in a knitting just, I guess, drought for like 3 or 4 months. And so because of that, I just wasn't able to donate hats this year, which I was kind of, or last year, which I was kind of heartbroken about. And I want to make it a point to make a lot of hats and donate them this year, for last year and this year, you know, making it up. And then next, and this is actually my last goal. I only have 6 goals because I wanted to keep it kind of easy on myself. But the last one is to block the garments that I need to block. So I have never blocked anything in my life, and I think that is a bad practice, because I really do think that, like, I see a difference when people block their garments and when they don't. And I want to be one of those people that blocks her garments. So this one, for example, this I finished in November and I still haven't blocked it. So actually I am thinking that soon I will have like a blocking party, and where I just block all of the garments that I need to block and just get that out of the way, because anyway, like here in California, it's such good weather that I feel like everything would dry up really, really fast. So that's my last goal. And now I want to share with you my knitting plans. My plans, well, how I see my goals, is that the goals are things that I want to definitely accomplish by the end of the year. And then my plans is specific garments that I have in mind that I'm going to knit and that I would like to knit, but if it doesn't happen, it just doesn't happen and it's whatever. But the first one is to knit the caramel sweater by Petite Knit. I actually bought the pattern 2 weeks ago, and I am extremely excited to cast it on. I think it's such an elegant turtleneck, and yeah, I just really want to knit that project up and wear it if possible. But I know that probably if I do knit it up, I won't be able to wear it till November or December this year. But that's fine, I don't care. I just want that piece in my collection, and I just love it. So that is definitely for sure in my list. And the second one, which actually I think I will cast on before the caramel sweater by Petite Knit, is sweater number 9 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. I have never knitted anything, like any patterns up from either Petite Knit or My Favorite Things Knitwear. But I do think that they have really timeless and classic pieces that I think are perfect for my garment collection or whatever that I am putting together here, knitting my own clothes. So yes, those are the 2 things that I would like to knit. And if possible, at least the sweater number 9, I would like to knit with yarn that is already in my collection. I don't think I'd be able to do that for the Petite Knit one, just because I don't have a lot of thin yarn in my collection right now. I have some worsted weight and some DK, but not necessarily any fingering or mohair that would be good for the Petite Knit one. Next, what else? Oh yes, as part of getting rid of the yarn, of the bulky weight yarn that is in my collection, I would like to knit the Williamsburg Cardigan Light. This is a pattern by Kara's Knit Inc. and I love her. She's one of my favorite designers, and actually most of the pieces that I have made are from her, just because I just love the things that she designs. And I do have a lot of bulky weight yarn from Michaels that I bought a few months back, and I want to use it up on that bulky weight cardigan. And then let's see, I would also like to make another cardigan by Petite Knit. I am not necessarily remembering the name right now, but it's this like light blue cardigan that I'll pop a picture here on the screen. That one, I think that is really beautiful, and also I just love cardigans. Like, it's my favorite thing to wear, really, just because I think they're so versatile. Like, you can either wear them just buttoned up or just wear it open, and I don't know, there's just so much you can do with a cardigan, in my opinion. So yes, so that's it. And then the last of my knitting plans is actually, obviously, now that I'm going to put this vest for testing, I will definitely have to knit up a third prototype, because this was my first ever prototype. So the second one, I will pop a picture on the screen if you haven't seen it, but the second one, it's like, it's more oversized, because I wanted this to be oversized. I didn't want it to be fitted to the body. But something that I noticed is that by it being oversized, and even this one, since it doesn't have any shaping here, it's just like kind of like a rectangle, or just straight, I guess, on this side for the arms, it can make me look a little bit more wide from the shoulders. And since my shoulders are a little bit wider than my hips, I feel like it's not like the most flattering look on me for my preference. So I'm thinking that in the pattern, I will give both options. I will have the boxy fit, which doesn't have any shaping here, and then I also want to give an option where there's some shaping here, and with basically just some decreases in the front and the back, so that it's more flattering, in my opinion, and for my personal taste. So yeah, guys, this was my first ever video, and if you liked it, I would love for you to subscribe and like my video. That feels so weird to say. And hopefully I will see you in the next one. Bye!